The Zeekr brand is a premium electric manufacturer under the wing of Geely. If you don't know, Geely owns two European companies, Volvo and Lotus. However, it is unlikely that there is anything from them in Zeekr. Model 001 is not about English special agents, although some Batman would not mind having such an exhibit in his arsenal. The Zeekr 001 looks like the child of Porsche and Audi. It's as big and powerful as a top-of-the-line Panamera or Audi RS6 Avant. And his body is the same, i.e. a la station wagon or, more simply, hatchback. Are you already tired of this orange color? This is the default color for the Z Sport version that appeared this year. Remember, orange is a symbol of everything sporty for Chinese cars. Like dark green for Jaguar, silver for Mercedes, yellow for Lamborghini, or red for Ferrari. Let's immediately pay attention to the most important feature of the Zeekr 001 in the Z Sport version. Brembo brakes with perforated discs, front brake calipers with 6 pistons. They say that the regular 4-piston Akebono calipers were a little weak if you frankly raced on these cars. By the way, the wheels in the Z Sport package are larger, 22 inches in diameter and, moreover, forged. What, you ask? About the power. But it hasn't changed, 544 horsepower. And acceleration to 100 km per hour in approximately 3.9 seconds. The battery is also standard, 100 kilowatt-hours, lithium-ion, from the manufacturer Cal. Let's take a look inside the salon. Please note that in rich trim levels Zeekr opens the doors itself. Therefore, you need to press the door handle and stand a little to the side so that the door opens freely. The driver's door closes automatically when the brake pedal is pressed. The interior of the Z Sport version is tightly sealed with Alcantara. It's everywhere, even the conditional transmission selector is also lined with it. Only the steering wheel and monitor are not covered in Alcantara. The seats in this version have adjustable seat length and adjustable lateral support. This is a feature of the Alcantara interior. The glass roof panel is dimmable, but it uses gas technology which is slow and does not provide complete blackout. Gives some blue tint to the glass panel. This is a well-known feature of Zeekr, which, basically, no one recommends. There is practically no sense in such dimming. In general, you can scold the Chinese endlessly, as dozens, maybe hundreds of commentators do. But, for example, look how neatly the interior is sewn. I know what I'm talking about. Find an opportunity to see how upholstery fragments are sewn on expensive Mercedes, BMW, Range Rover, and others. Then take a look and rate the stitching on Zeekr. There is a difference. The Chinese has a neater interior. And if you are also a fan of touching and shaking the interior panels, then you will not hear a creak in the Chinese. And yes, a multimedia system with such a huge display is really convenient. The Americans from Tesla have found a convenient format. By the way, the menus and animation in Zeekr Multimedia are clearly taken from Tesla. Let's take a ride in this Chinese 5-seater sports car. Whatever you say, the Zeekr 001 rides great. The suspension is not hard. Moreover, if you need softness and smoothness, then in comfort mode the air suspension does its job perfectly. It really turns out comfortable. In sport mode, the situation changes greatly, the suspension tightens, rolls disappear, and the feeling of the road surface appears. The Zeekr 001 gets very tight and pressed to the road. It's surprising that there is such a difference between comfort and sport modes. And I like the way it handles. Believe it or not, owners far, far away in the east take these cars to track days. True, brakes are installed even better and lighter rims with grippy tires are used. The real power reserve of the Zeekr 001 in this version is about 450 kilometers, although if you drive very economically, you will be able to cover more than 550 kilometers. Let's take a look at how this machine works. There is nothing to see under the hood. There is a small trunk. Everything around is sewn up with plastic, under which the components of the cooling and heating system of the battery, interior air conditioning and the inverter are hidden. The front suspension here resembles that of a Mercedes. There is one lever on top, one ball placed closer to the center of the wheel. Below are 2 separate levers. Naturally, everything is aluminum. Although the front subframe is steel. The air struts are covered with corrugation so that dirt and sand do not rub the air cylinders. Interestingly, the stickers say made in Germany on the top. The air struts themselves are what they call imported. At the rear, all the levers are also aluminum, the subframe is also aluminum, and the air springs are corrugated. The front and rear electric motors are the same, each producing 200 kilowatts. There are drain plugs at the bottom of the gearbox housings. The oil in the gearboxes can be changed if necessary. Within the wheelbase there is a battery, covered from below with an armor plate 5 mm thick. Its markings are on the front left. Everything looks solid and neat. If we talk about spare parts, then all items are custom made, of course. Zeekr does not have official dealers or supplies, but there are many sellers who are ready to supply spare parts and accessories for these machines. Yes, spare parts for Zeekr are unlikely to appear from auto repair shops. In this regard, today Tesla is unrivaled. But you can order literally everything from China. A windshield with delivery will cost about $1,100, headlights $500, front fenders $250. In general, be that as it may, Chinese cars, both electric and gasoline, are with us seriously and for a long time. Such a Zeekr on site in Minsk costs about $65,000. And again the thought arises, it is still better than its German counterparts for the same money. And what do you think? Or is it too early to draw conclusions about Chinese cars?